See, now it's the opposite of the last few days. Everybody's getting hold of me on the other side of the coin saying, oh my gosh, what's going on now? And there are several possibilities. So we need to take a look. I've got two really important things to show you on the current Bitcoin chart, but also a couple insights. So, as always, this is Dr. Chef, Dr. Chef's Crypto. Please like, subscribe, send to your friends. People need to know this stuff. I think you're going to see from this particular one that this is the kind of stuff that people need a lot of. Okay? So, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your daddy. I'm not your... maybe. Anyway, I'm just playing. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your official, anything. This is for entertainment, education purposes only. Please don't sue me. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. I've got two amazing things to show you. All right, here we go. First of all, this is the Bitcoin chart, and I don't know if you can see that or not. With me up in the corner, you probably can't. Let me switch corners. All right, it'll be easier that way. You can see this now. First thing you need to notice is the price is $67.44. So we went from 67 to 60,000 the last day or two. So the first thing you need to notice. Here's the other thing you need to notice. These candles, the wicks are trades, right? Look at this. You see that says 8,200? Somebody, somewhere, some kind of crazy giant whale did a massive sell-off. And, I mean, it was extreme. What this means for you is that for about 1 minute, at about, give or take, 6 o'clock, there was about 1 minute where you could get Bitcoins for $8,200. That's what that means. Now, none of that matters because the price that shows here is the price you're trading for. So you would be trading in this range, and this would be non-existent for the most part. What happened? Okay, so first of all, the first thing you know is it's exactly what happened. 67,000 was the current limit, the new all-time high. Some giant holder with billions and billions, maybe double-digit billions of Bitcoin, sold at the all-time high. This person probably made an extreme amount of money. We're very proud of them and glad for them. What it did to the market, well, probably it caused other people to me to do the same, but what it did for that hour or that 10 minutes was it crashed everything. And then, of course, it stabilized because, things moved. What could have moved? Well, that could have been a trade. I would say not quite legal, but what it would be is, let's say I have $100 billion of Bitcoin, which is like most of it, right? And I say, hey, I want to give it to my friends so they can be a multi-billionaire too. I sell it all, which crashes the price. My friend buys it all at the crashed price simultaneously. So I get 67,000 for a Bitcoin, and he or she pays 8,200 for a Bitcoin, and we're both booking flights with Jeff Bezos into space. This is obviously a telltale sign of some type of market manipulation. But what it does to the main market is nothing major, but it did cause this crash. Now, what does that mean? Went from 67,000 to 60,000, right? Everything's still up. You see how all the movements are still up? Okay. The reason all these lines are still up is because these are trend lines. The trend is still up. Sure, that's a hiccup, but the trend is still up. So let's talk about what that means. What does it mean that the trend is going up, but the price just dropped 7,000? Most of the time it means nothing. Let's call this a staircase. Let's say we're going from 30 or 40,000 up to 100. That's never just a smooth ride. That's usually a staircase. Do you understand? Up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's the zigzag going up. It's a zigzag, right? But it's going upward. Right? That's what it normally looks like as you do a major climb. So all the computer processors that are looking at this drop, all those programs, all those experienced people are going, wait a minute, this could be a little zigzag, and we could continue up. Here's the problem. Normally, if we were breaking a solid barrier, such as resistance or support, and we held above it for a period of time, it would make that resistance into support. That did not happen. Why? Well, it's because it didn't wait long enough. Remember what I told you yesterday or the day before? It has to last 67 or 70,000 has to last for several days or weeks. You could pop up to 67, then go back down below 64 and stay down. That would just be a random pop-up. It wouldn't be a trend. The trend has been up for quite a while. So, you can bet the trend, meaning that it's continuing up. You can think of the 67 as a hiccup, and now we're going to be trapped below 64 again. We know that it wasn't up long enough to turn the 64, 65 into new support, right? Was it a fluke? Was it market manipulation by whoever dropped it to 8,200 for a minute? What do we know about all that? Not enough. So this is why I hold during these times. I always hold during these weird hiccups because I don't know. No one does. If somebody says 100% chance, blah, blah, they're lying. Nobody knows. Because either it's on its way up, the trend is up, and that's it, and this is just a little hiccup, and somebody did a massive sell-off, so it drops, but that means more people buy it because they were paying attention. More people paying attention because it was an all-time high. Now it goes back up. That's the most likely scenario, by the way. I think we're back at 67 in a day or two. That's the most likely scenario. Headed toward 100. That's the most likely scenario. However, since we did not specifically and dramatically set that level at a new support, we don't know for sure. Hold, relax, hold, breathe. Relax, hold, breathe. That's it. Right now, we don't know. Here's what we're going to know. A week from now, it's going to be in the 50s, and we're going to know that that was a hiccup as it broke 67 all-time high. It's on the way back down. We're headed into a bear market. We're headed into a long-term downswing. Or a week from now, or a couple days, it's going to be 75, and we're going to know that that was just a momentary drop on a ladder on the way up. A staircase going up. And that was just a little hiccup in the staircase. Right now, we don't know which one of those it is. So we hold, we breathe, relax. So I wanted to show everybody that stuff. I wanted everybody to see how crazy it was that we had this long climb right here, and then boom. And this right here, I saw Litecoin go to 10 cents one time and it was 200. And what it is, it's only going to last for like a few minutes. This is why those traders sit on their computers. If you would have seen that when it happened and immediately put a buy order in, you'd have to have a couple different computers set up. One of them ready to buy and sell and one of them tracking. But if you saw that dip to 8,200 for 1 minute and you hit a button that put a buy for 10 Bitcoins in, you would have made approximately $500,000 in 1 minute. But unfortunately, that kind of thing is extremely rare. As you can see, that's extremely rare. And this will be adjusted. This is the main thing. What happens from here at 60? Well, it either keeps going down and we're back into our range amounts in the 40s, or it bounces again and goes back up and keeps going up the ladder, up the staircase toward 100. Unfortunately, we can't answer that question, so we just have to relax, take a moment, take a deep breath, and thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tracking this stuff. I feel honored and blessed to be involved in crypto. To tell you the truth, this early, there's so much going on. Last piece of news, this is fun. The U.S., there's a fund for paying out, like retirement. The U.S. pension fund bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin and Ethereum today. Because remember the ETF thing, remember how it's now being legalized to go into funds? This is related to that. But basically what it means is more and more people are going to trust it and more money is going to flow into the space. That's why I think it's going to continue up. The trend's going to continue up. But this is fascinating. And that news is that all these people that have pensions and stuff like that are going to end up owning a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum. The second most interesting thing, and probably the most interesting thing about it, is that they got Ethereum as well. This is a very strong indicator for Ethereum, that they liked it enough or thought that it was important enough to get it along with Bitcoin. That was a good move. And it was a good move on their part. And it means that they either don't know a whole bunch or they know a whole bunch and they know that Ethereum is going to get corrected at 2.0 and be on its way to very big gains. So we'll see. I would bet big on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and basically all of crypto. Some of these things are fun. Some of these things are more, serious and professional. But like I was telling my son today, I use most of my portfolio is investing. It's long term. So I'll have something like Bitcoin or Ethereum that I'm holding for the long haul. I'm staking Cardano, for instance. This is a long haul proposition. But about 25% I like to play with and have fun and, in that space with Shiba Inu and, and Dogecoin and all that stuff. And that's fun. Have fun with it. Be careful. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Unless you catch an 8,200 Bitcoin, then risk your house and all your cars because that's going to immediately be back to the current price. So you would have made $50,000 per Bitcoin, basically, if you would have been on top of that for that 1 minute. Crazy when that happens. I always miss it because I'm not on the computer 24/7. I'm not looking at all my screens all the time. There are ways to set alarms up, but usually those alarms don't go off fast enough or you don't notice them fast enough. But you could set an alarm that says, say, Bitcoin under 10,000 and have it a permanent alarm and have it blow your phone up if it drops like that. And maybe you can catch it. Side advice, going to do that right now. Dr. Chef, signing off. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for playing, you guys.